Oh, wait.
Well, damn, and hello, and stuff and things. Welcome into Off Track, everyone. It's I feel a little odd, like I'm out of my atmosphere, my general. I don't know.
I'm really
It feels
glad that
just
we
like
found you in time. I mean, you were lost most of the day yesterday, as I understand, and
yeah, and I had to find myself. So,
Hey, what's up, buddy?
how you doing, girl?
All
What's
right.
happening?
What's going on?
Hey, everybody,
yeah,
guess what? For everybody who didn't know where I was at or where I was going, because I sure as hell didn't know. Then I just showed up here and said, "Can I
Housekeeping?
hang out? Hey,
No,
I
you
like to
said-
fluff pillow."
Housekeeping?
Welcome into Off Track, everybody. I'm in Mississippi. I gotta figure these things out. Oh,
Hey.
hey, look at
Oh, I
we're
get it.
hiding. Hold on a moment here. Technical difficulties as we uncover the Off Track mascot, and there she is. Okay, there's our
Good.
girl,
Okay.
Miss Gilly, in the house. Oh my gosh. So I took a road trip yesterday. I got up at 2 a.m. and threw some stuff in a. I feel like I'm homeless.
Well, all of your baggage and all of those suitcases we had to haul in for you.
I've been told I have lots of baggage.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You kind of do.
Life. No, I had to get the hell out of town. Just Rusty, what the hell is that on your face?
I'm practicing safe social distancing stuff. I don't want y'all to get sick, you know.
Thank you. Wait.
And I don't want to catch your germs, you know. So
Okay. Well, you're a little further than 6 feet. I guess
you
you're.
might, you know, get a virus or something because computers get viruses all the time, and I don't want to.
You guys hear the Why does it sound like everybody's in a bucket tonight?
So is Rusty, are you trying to keep your computer from getting sick?
No, I'm trying not to get germs
computers
from
do
y'all.
get viruses. I get it. It's very considerate of you. You don't want our audience to get sick?
Right. I don't want to.
Well, look, if they get sick, they'll have to stay at home. And when you stay at home, you have nothing better to do than watch this shit show. So,
Right, so they can watch more off track.
That's true.
yeah, like all the archived shows.
I wanted to show up this fantastic Mojo 50.
Was it like a choker?
Gator.
What are they calling it? Gator.
Gator.
Oh,
What,
we
does it
need
bite?
ideas for Rusty to make a really great picture with his gators to send to Ron and Brad so he can win.
Win what?
Right.
Hey, before we forget, I hope everyone out there. Oh, well, not everyone. Not like you and not like Rusty and Chris. Not me. But at least I would like to wish Miss Mississippi a very happy Mother's Day.
Aw, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to all the real mothers
And all the mothers
there.
out there, including my beautiful wife. And she's at home with the boys. So I hope they had a good
Judy,
day.
Tamara, Tracy, happy Mother's Day.
Name them all. We don't, except that one chick.
Oh, we saw that one chick.
Today we saw.
We saw her. She's a mother.
She is?
Mm-hmm.
And she's listening right now. She's watching us.
I know she is.
We'll just have to let her guess who she is. But she knows.
She
She
misses
knows.
Rusty for sure.
Oh, that one chick.
And the other chick,
Well, there's a lot of them, and they all like Rusty.
they all ask about Rusty. Because the
And
other
his
chick,
lug nuts.
oh, they're in my husband's drawer.
I saw them
Yeah.
this morning when I got up, and
He
they were.
labeled him.
What? Wait, why is Rusty in your husband's drawers?
What? I left my
true.
lug nuts there. I wondered what happened to them.
Well, and
Wait,
evidently
what was-
you should oil them.
I saw a pair of panties that had something to do with the lug nuts.
Those are a surprise.
Oh,
Damn it.
oh, no.
no, Chris, don't let another secret out of the bag.
No, I
Chris.
didn't think it was a secret.
They sent me a picture.
You told me to send it to Rusty, and I did.
Not now.
When?
Later. Later,
Is this
Ren.
like who's on
Later
first?
on.
Is this who's on first?
Well, whose fault is this?
I'll have to look at my phone. I haven't even looked at my phone.
Don't look at it.
Hey, who is to blame for sure?
Evidently, I'm the dumbass, so I'll just take the blame.
Well, there goes your story.
Well,
Oh,
that
man.
was my first daily dumbass. It was on me. It was me. This weekend's inaugural Mississippi dumbass. I don't know. Shush.
Your what hurts?
I don't even. Not sure. All of it hurts. It's broken and stuff.
Oh.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's true.
Read for me.
Yeah. So anyway, enough with the stuff. I'm going to get into a dumbass,
Woo.
or something. And
Hello.
you got all kinds. I don't
I know.
You
I get
should
that.
blow that because I'm not. And I don't. You got too many gadgets and.
And
I'm not in my
Sean,
element.
dude, we didn't even get like 10 minutes into the show, and he's handing stuff to Melissa saying, "Here, blow this."
I know. That's your
Wait,
heart.
so has she made you a sandwich? Hey, watch out up there. So has she made you a sandwich yet? Or
Trying to think. No.
No, no,
Well,
but
hey,
we
you made me
cooked dinner.
breakfast.
Yeah, no, I made you breakfast.
Oh, last night.
He helped me with the dinner last night because we had salmon and rice.
I also tossed
And
your salad.
I needed help with the salad, and I
Sorry.
gave him my tongs and said, "Here, can you toss this for me?"
I did.
And he did.
And I got to tell you, I had never had snap peas. Is that what they're called? Snap peas
Mm-hmm.
in a salad. Who knew they were so good?
And my homemade dressing.
Oh, you made that.
Well, good season.
you make it here?
I just put it together.
You're home. I figured you might.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah.
Uh,
Well, thanks for the salad thing. It worked out very well.
all
Our
right.
mascot is snoring. As far as I know, we haven't had a wine shortage during the pandemic. This is not a good segue, but we're going back to the dumbass thing. So,
Mm.
and well, we're getting a wine shortage.
Right.
No, I got some Chateau St. Jean over here.
What are you drinking?
Chateau St. Jean.
Chateau? Chateau.
Shadow.
Okay. Yeah.
not-
And there's
I'm not
go ahead.
drinking anything. I'm not drinking anything.
Why?
Why is that, Rusty?
Is this right?
I pulled something last night in my brain, drinking as much as I did. So
You sound a little nasally.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
No,
Are you fighting the?
I'm still trying to get over this.
I would
hangover.
imagine Rusty is hurting right now. That man called me at about 1:30 last night, and he was, woo.
Yeah, I was hammered. I was hammered.
Why? What were you drinking?
Whiskey, of course, rich and rare.
Don't look at me. Coca-Cola. I'm just telling you.
Boy. So yeah,
Ish.
Okay. So you're not feeling so hot today then?
No, but I did keep my stuff cold in a cat cooler.
What kind of stuff was that?
Well, my whiskey, my rich and rare. I had ice in there, and I put the bottle of stuff in there, and yeah.
How rare was it?
I don't know. It's cheap. It's cheap whiskey. It's not very rare. It's just a name. So, but it's good.
How much of the bottle did you drink?
Probably not quite half. Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. So there's a guy in California named Gabriel. He's like the angel, I think, right? He's
Yeah.
an angel. He saw a tanker truck filled with bulk red wine.
Oh, I
knew you'd be
what's his
interested
last
in
name
this. Do
again?
you want to read the story?
No, you do it.
Gabriel? What?
I
Can you
can't.
even see it?
No, go ahead.
Can I borrow your glasses?
No, here, go ahead. Just read the story.
Wait.
The mouse. Let me do the mouse just so it doesn't look funny.
To old people, we can't read. As far as
So he hopped onto the side of the moving truck. Would you do that for
No.
red wine? No.
no for red wine.
Come on,
Yeah.
it's red
I
wine.
did that. That's how me and my husband met.
You jumped on the side of his truck?
No, it was a moving truck full of red wine.
Was that a euphemism?
Not at first.
Asking for a friend. I don't even know.
Not at first. It ended up being.
Oh, okay. So he hopped on the side of the moving truck, then climbed under it.
What?
Oh, crap.
He unscrewed a valve and started chugging the red wine that was pouring out. Remind you, the truck is moving.
And there's wine pouring out of a moving truck.
He's getting
He's getting a shower.
a full
A
something.
full frontal.
Well,
Not a golden
yeah.
shower.
The
I'd like a wine shower more than a golden shower any day.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think I have to agree. And I don't drink wine.
Oh,
I'm assuming you do. Yeah. Okay.
nectar of the gods.
Yeah. So the driver saw the spilled wine, pulled over and called the cops. When they got there, they found Gabriel under the truck, drinking wine and doing snow angels in the wine.
Well, what else would Gabriel do?
Get off his back and
He's
stop
got
acting like a dirty
whore.
whore.
Yeah, but his name is Gabriel. He's gonna make snow angels.
The iHeart Mojo.
I asked you if he was an angel.
Yes.
Feed on iHeart screwed. I don't know.
Well, at least we're on Facebook. I
Yeah,
think,
I'm working
at
on
the
it.
moment.
Hold on.
Okay. So yeah, he was making snow angels. While this all happened, of course, the truck lost enough wine to fill 5,000 bottles.
Holy crap.
I don't think he can drink that. Look, is he an alcoholic or
No, that's tragic.
Yeah.
is that why you have a wine shortage? Your glass looks a little empty.
Oh, my.
Now you
Chateau
have
Saint
COVID because
Jean.
I touched your stuff.
It's okay.
Whoa, hey.
Dude, stop bogarting all the wine. Give
Mm.
some to the rest of them. I think you're drinking it.
Well, if I was behind that truck, I want to know how he just hopped on a moving truck. Like, was he moving too?
Well, I wonder how fast the truck was going.
Mm.
How slow can a truck go for you to jump on it? I mean, if it's Mississippi running, can you catch up to a truck at what speed?
1 mile.
I didn't say you were crawling. I said you're running. Oh wait, can you run?
So was he running when he jumped on, or was he driving?
Well, I
a
don't think he
vehicle
was
and
just
then
crawling
like,
on his knees and going.
Did some kind of
Reaching. Oh, sorry, it's off camera. Here. Rusty, can you run?
No. Feed just came back on iHeart.
I'm sorry. Were you watching the show or?
No,
Mojo50.com,
they're
iHeart,
Really?
and Spreaker are all fixed. The first 10 minutes or so of the show, that producer, we're gonna have to fire his dumbass.
What happened? Just disconnection?
He's gonna
No,
need
in my
Stearns talking
shoutcast,
to.
I forgot to double check that when I plugged in the new equipment, it didn't take over an override, and it did. It just plugged in and set up my microphone as the only input instead of the line out from voice meter.
What he
So,
said.
I found it and I fixed it, and now the sound
Did
is
you get
good.
any of that?
1.21 gigawatts.
What does that mean?
Okay,
42?
That's what it takes
Yeah.
to get to the future,
it does.
88
No.
miles an hour.
I
1.21
cannot run.
gigawatts.
or 42.
I'm-
The answer is
Okay.
always 42.
So moving on. One really bad throw can ruin a whole year. Police in Port St. Lucie, Florida, pulled over a 61-year-old guy. Why do they always give their names, by the way?
Florida
Did you
man.
give the guys?
Florida man. Derry. That's his name, Derry. Does he like cows?
No, it's like Derry, like the town of Derry up in Maine, where Stephen King lives. Everything takes place in Derry. Spelled the same.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing?
Derry is a thing.
Who's Stephen King? I've never heard of her.
He is a horror writer. It
Does
carried
he use markers and never mind.
crayons.
Derry. Okay. Well, Derry. Where was I?
You're
Wow,
on
we're
the
really
second.
we're
Derry because his license plate was not visible.
see, you can read. You can want to do the story?
No,
It
you
is
didn't.
awesome.
on.
It's like Mississippi's the teacher, and she's helping Sean learn how to read.
I'm getting tutored,
It's true.
not from home.
You're
Is that a
doing
euphemism?
so well.
I'm completely derailed at the moment. Stuff.
You're doing so well.
So his
little
license
Billy.
plate wasn't visible, and the passenger side. As they approached the the car, Derry tried to get rid of his crack pipe by throwing it out the passenger side window. Well, that's usually, look, we all know from experience, that's the side the cop walks up on nowadays because it's safer than being in
Yes, you have
traffic.
to. Yeah, you have
That
to
is
go on the
correct.
passenger side.
So he probably he didn't realize the officer was walking up both sides. Oh, two officers.
I hope so.
Yeah, well,
Split
it's
personality.
Florida. It's Florida
Yeah.
man, and
Officers.
hit
Okay.
hit the officer right in the face.
That's not mine. I guarantee
Oh,
you.
actually,
That's not
I
mine.
I felt that. Did you feel my mustache?
I
there?
did. I felt the whiskers.
What did what did Kevin call that? Oh,
Never mind. I forgot. It's probably inappropriate.
some sort of tickler. Anyway,
Vulva tickler.
whoa!
Hey.
I don't even.
Hmm.
Are those real?
Huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Hello.
What?
Oh yeah. I don't know. You know, this isn't very. It's not a very good audible show, but
It's yeah.
Wait.
What?
Mojo 50 HR and they're going to just be so disappointed with our first half hour. First, the producer just jacked everything up, and nobody got to hear anything other than the videos. And then,
it's okay because it wasn't been that good anyway.
The HR
It wasn't
department-
Ben,
It wasn't Ben.
No, it
Lord.
wasn't.
I
and
still
I
hate
don't know
that
who Ben
audio.
is, but I heard he's a nice guy. Ben, whoever Ben wasn't.
His last name is Dover.
I hope the HR department is busy today.
Is it Feller?
Are you turning me in?
You guys
No,
need to
I
straighten
would
the
never.
up. Okay. Let's come on. There we go. Yeah, that's better.
Oh, should we give the Air Force salute?
Oh, jeez.
We're not even big. We're too big to fit on. Get out of that one.
Is that another fat joke?
Behave, Sean. Behave.
Wait,
That joke.
another one.
You're like, oh, is your ass gonna fit in this stool to sit next to me?
Wow. And you know what? Your interpretation of what I said is completely off track. As a matter of no, you
How else am I supposed to take it? You're like, how the hell are you gonna sit on that?
oh, so that means you're such a badass.
Yes.
Okay,
That's what I mean.
Todd over in the off track room on the MeWe said, "Okay, the show officially sucks." Yeah, well, screw you, Todd.
Well, no, he's right, Rusty.
Whatever. I'll make that call.
So, what'd your fat ass do all day?
Well, my fat ass took your fat ass over to Bay St. Louis.
That was a good time. We I
Mhm.
got to meet
That one girl.
all three one girls.
All three of those girls, yeah. hmm So what'd you think? What'd you think of the girls?
Wow. Coffee talk is there's no censoring anything.
No, there's no filter. No filter at all.
No masks, no coffee filters, no, they don't watch what they say. What?
No, they don't. And did you notice here? It's like the social distancing. Our state has lifted.
So I got to tell you, on my way down here, I see the overhead signs on the roads. You know, they're all digital and they have messages on them. They all say something about flatten the curve, stay at home, and you know, all this. And then like 5 minutes later, I drive by this big livestock sale barn where there are trucks and trailers everywhere. They're parked everywhere. They're in the grass, people everywhere. It's like a crowd. They're not social distancing and they sure as hell ain't staying at home. Nobody listens to that stuff here.
No, I think we're done.
I'm jealous. Illinois is not like that. Our governor sucks.
Yes, he does.
Oh, no arguments.
He's so hot right
He's
now.
a dick.
Yeah, he is.
Pritzker.
I don't mind my governor.
But you know, it's
sorry.
funny because it sounds like Prickster.
Prickster.
Governor
Pritchard.
Prickster.
Prickster.
He's such a prickster. Or is it Pritzker? It's the same thing, right?
It's a fat man in a little coat.
He's Chris Farley's hot compared to him, right?
I found a really nice
Even
article
when he's
for
dead.
Mother's Day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. It's a study finds it is statistically impossible that your mom is the best mom in the world.
No, my mom is the best mom in the world. I'm just saying.
You know, I everybody believes that. I believe my mom is probably the best mom in the world, and my wife is right up there too.
I was going to say, how are you going to play both of them cards?
Yeah, I think I threaded that needle
See,
nicely.
you walked right into that.
But then there's
Rusty.
this article here. One of thousands of mothers observed across the country, researchers have found that even though you may think she is the best mom in the world, your mom is actually far, far from it. And in all likelihood, below or just at average.
What? No.
How dare they?
These people.
I know.
What are they trying to do? Get people in trouble?
Yeah, the people at the Onion are not nice people.
And they stink.
Like onions?
Well,
Oh,
no.
they made me cry.
They're like the Babylon
Bee,
Bee, except
and pickles.
less nice.
So why are you talking about people's mothers?
I don't
Who the
know.
hell are
It's not
you?
very nice of me. I also found a really nice audio clip for moms. Some good advice on Mother's Day.
We should get off moms.
Hope all you mothers out there enjoyed that little news
Just that
rundown.
on yours.
Don't forget to act all touched this Sunday by whatever little shitty gifts your family throws together for you at the last minute, all just so they can show it to you over a video chat. Back with more right after this.
Ouch.
Okay. So we have some people in the Facebook chat saying their mom sucked.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
See, that story was a joke. You're not supposed to go with it, people.
Well, my mom's pretty cool. That's it. That's not a joke.
Yeah, my mom's the best. I'm just saying.
What
yeah.
was the best thing your mom did for you, Rusty?
Created me.
That's the best thing she did for the whole entire
That's
world.
debatable.
What?
Well, I mean,
No, that's the
look,
best
it
thing.
takes more than one.
For me, that was the greatest thing. I mean,
What about your dad? Didn't he do anything?
Probably not.
One
He's
of
a
them
dad.
probably just,
Yeah, he gets
I
his
don't-
own day a little later
I
on.
I don't even want to think about
one of them
it.
probably
No,
just laid
no.
there.
It's
We got our own little show going on over here.
This
Just in
one,
case. I don't know if the listening audience
not
heard
wanting
any
to
of that,
think
but-
about what your father did is right on track with this next story here. Kids are tired of hearing boring stories about how their father was a skilled and generous lover.
What?
oh no! Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Skilled
man.
and generous?
Skilled and generous, and children are tired of hearing about it.
Yeah, I bet they are.
This in a human interest story from Manchester, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire?
New
Hampshire?
Saying they have heard
Us
each
and
one of
Tom.
his anecdotes 1,000 times, local sibling Lindsay, Alex, Daniel, and Curtis told reporters. They were tired of listening to their father repeat the same boring story about his skillful, selfless lovemaking.
He brags about that.
Skillful, selfless.
I mean, I don't understand why these kids are talking to reporters in the first place about stuff like this, but it must really
And they're
bother
talking
them.
about their dad?
They're talking about their dad. It's not very nice.
And how would they know? How
Well, apparently he
skillful
tells them
is-
about this stuff.
So they're just, I think their dad's full of crap talking tall tales.
Well, it's entirely possible.
Hey, son, let me tell you something here. I'm really good. That's disturbing at the least.
I honestly don't know if I can sit
Inappropriate.
through another one of my dad's lame stories about bringing mom to unimaginable sexual euphoria, said the oldest child, Lindsay, 18, explaining about when her father says, "You are saved. You are saved by the music."
Oh, finally. We're saved.
Stick around. I promise the second hour won't be as bad.
Wow. That was
There's
y'all are
more
muted.
here.
Oh,
Wait.
what?
When the 47-year-old father
Oh, I
goes
can't
on and on like a broken record with his tales of erotic expertise and generosity, the story about dad repeatedly pleasuring mom on their honeymoon in a hotel room in a shower in Florida, or during the power
I
outage
really
in
hope-
1995.
I really hope this is an onion story.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, because it stinks. Oh my god.
It's I'm feeling I need I gotta
You need a Bloody Mary?
something. Jeez.
Hello, when the 18-year-old's telling the reporter, "You can only hear so many stories about your mom's wild, full-bodied orgasms."
Go ahead, run them down.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Scraping the...
No, I'm drinking red wine and I could see I get paranoid about my teeth.
Well, I can't see them. How do you expect people that are thousands of miles away to see them?
Some people are very critiquey. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
I
mention
know
any
her.
names.
Yeah, we don't let her watch anymore, though.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, we can't stop people from watching, but we can
Sure we
stop
did. We
people
blocked
from
her
talking.
IP address because she was too critiquey.
Was that right?
Critiquey.
Let that be a lesson to the rest of you.
Is that like an Aztec thing?
Your what
Critiquey?
hurts?
Critiquey. Wow, that went
Oh dear God,
fast.
coming back.
Coming in hot and stuff, and
Let this be a warning to the rest of you. We're coming again.
oh my gosh! I think my co-host just shot a bunny. I see that. That's a picture of Michelle Obama. I'm
know.
sorry. Is it Michael? Is it Michael? Or
Michael
Michelle?
Obama. And for all those people listening on iHeart to the feed that wasn't a feed at the beginning of the show, you missed the rest of that story about the kids complaining about their dad's sexual exploits. We did it in the break. Your loss.
Oh, not only that, they can also go back and check the archives, and they can go to Spreaker.com. They can go to the Facebooks, the YouTubes.
That's true. But the Spreaker and yada yada, they're going to have a commercial where they would totally miss the story.
But not the Facebook and the YouTube. You're right.
That's true. They could go there if they wanted to hear about the sexual exploits of the.
So why was it we lost the iHeart feed?
Oh, that was incompetence on the part of the producer.
Oh, I thought something just dropped at the studios.
No, that was my incompetence. Yes, I didn't check my.
Well, it's your studio. Then.
Yeah, my software that connects to the thing. You got to set the microphone
I'm like,
right
whoa, what
so
you...
that the right thing is plugged into the thing and going out through the thing.
So I don't know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
I just.
But I got the right things plugged into the right things now.
It's about damn time.
And for anybody that didn't see that because they weren't watching the video but listening, Melissa Sippy just reached over and smacked Sean, but not in the face.
Nope.
I think we should. Oh. Ow! Stop touching my spotted dick. What are you doing?
Give me that. I want to show everybody.
What do you got there? Oh, you've got Sean's spotted dick.
I'm saving it for after the show. I want to open it and eat it.
Oh, Lord.
Sounds good. Yeah, we got to warm it up first.
You're gonna eat the spotted dick?
Everybody is.
Everybody's gonna eat. Oh Lord.
I don't know what to say because y'all are really quiet over there. And
yeah, well, it's hard to say anything when Sean's talking about eating his own spotted dick.
no, I just said I'm going to save it for after the show.
Then you're gonna eat it.
No,
Maybe you should eat it right now live on air. I mean, we've seen other people do that.
You know what happened shortly after Doc and Chef Patrick and
It's true,
Brad
but
was
you should
there.
just stay away from trains.
Well, right?
So Todd Carlson is pretty much just yeah, I think he's off his meds.
He's off his meds again?
And he's drinking. You know, he's not supposed to do that after the restraining order and and that stuff. So
I don't have any stories to do, guys,
how come?
because I'm not at home.
But I have stories.
Well, show prep. I just knocked on her door. Hey, let me in. Can we do? I sit in with you.
So you're gonna warm up the spotted dick. It's in a metal can though, and you should be careful not to put that in the microwave. But
I could probably sous vide it, I suppose.
Sous vide, yeah, that could work too.
Mm-hmm.
There's this other story here from Reuters about how to sterilize a sponge, for like cleaning dishes and stuff.
That's a microwave, right?
Right, you just stick it in the microwave.
Yeah.
And they had to reprint this story with a couple of warnings and caveats that you not sterilize your brand new sponge before you get it wet.
Oh, why not?
Because apparently it lights on fire when you stick a dry sponge in the microwave.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what the story says here.
But
Hey.
all of the sponges that I buy already come out of the package wet. They're already moist.
You have pre-wet sponges?
They're not completely dry, but they're not. You can't wring them out, but they're moist.
So did they have a special treatment applied to them that they were wet
Maybe.
before you get them?
I'm
Why are
waiting
you
for you to
kicking
ring.
me?
I didn't. I tried to turn, but you're in my way. I'm just looking at you like, what you That's a
I have
thing?
some underneath.
You're
the
dead
sink.
serious.
Yes, I am dead serious. You can check one out later.
She wants you to squeeze her sponge.
Okay,
later.
no, really. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, you don't open up a sponge and it's already like.
No, it's like a rock.
Yeah, they're
No, not those
dry
like.
and
Not
crunchy.
those like ones that you pour water on it and they go. Bloop. No, I'm talking about a Scotch Brite sponge or something. They're wet.
I've
but
never
not-
ever found one that was wet when I got
I think
it.
they're just soft.
I always
They're
had to
not
do a
wet,
little
right?
bit of work to get them wet.
Well,
Hello.
I am sorry, but hard break. I'm gonna go get one.
Okay. At the hard break, you're going to go get a wet sponge.
Brand new in
Maybe
the
warm up.
package.
Maybe warm up the
Oh,
spotted
do I
dick.
get to unwrap it?
Yes.
You
You
get
can,
to, okay, I'm going to open.
You can do the honors.
I'm okay. Fair enough. Let's see who's over in the old MeWe's. I need glasses.
Todd says they are bat crap crazy.
It's true.
What do you-
Erica over in the
Erica agrees with me. Erica.
Hey, now wait. Wait, look down again.
Well, things that are already moist.
Oh, don't do this.
See, that's I didn't. I
You
just looked
did.
up and I'm like, get up.
Oh no.
No sponges are already moist. See, I agree with Erica.
No, she said no. Sponges are already moist.
And Timmy
You got to
says
read
his-
the ellipsis.
the what? ...
Barbara says this show has been too much information for her poor virgin ears, if I read this right.
Timothy.
Nobody believes that, Barbara.
Said his head split open like a party popper last night. Oh.
Mm.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but
I don't
Matthew
either.
Harker says, "Good morning, off track." He's not right.
Well,
is he
it's
drinking
not
too?
on the other
morning.
side.
it's not morning.
I want to go get a sponge now.
It might be where he's at, though.
Is it morning where he is?
It is
Mhm.
actually. Oh, it's like middle of the night morning for him. It's
Wow.
he's check local. He's 8 hours ahead
Okay.
of me. So
Wow.
he's 7 hours ahead.
Almost 6 a.m., 20 minutes to 6 his time. Yeah.
I mean, what better thing could you do with yourself at 5
8
o'clock in the
hours
morning in
resting.
the middle of the sandbox, but get up and listen to Off Track? That's the way to start your week right
Hey,
there.
priorities, Chris. Priorities.
That is the way to start your week.
See, Matt has his priorities straight.
Right. And we love him for it. Thank you,
What?
Matt.
Rusty, do you get up in the middle of the night and listen to Off Track?
Absolutely. What? Is she okay?
He's what some people might call a liar.
No. What?
What?
Yes.
Hey, when he spent the night here in
there.
in that bed over there, did he get up in the middle of the night and watch our show?
No, I think Judy
See?
did though.
I
He's
heard
a
he went
liar.
swimming in the middle of the night, though. Naked.
No, he took a bath.
No, I went skinny dipping,
The tub is gone.
but I didn't know that they had outside security cameras that caught all that
It's
on.
right. It's right by the back door, actually. And
So there's videotape of Rusty going skinny dipping in
I've
the middle of the
seen
night?
the footage. Well, the inches, whatever.
That's right.
Inches.
Footage. You got that right.
Inches.
That's right.
The pool
The
was
centimeterage, the
cold. It
millimeterage.
was cold. The pool
Yeah.
was
It's not cold. It was hot out here, and there was a fire. So
Eh.
Rusty couldn't even get the fire lit.
There we go.
What?
And I snorted. Timmy will have that recorded before the end of the show.
Oh, jeez.
Who's having hair of the dog today?
Not me. Good
Oh,
God,
really?
no. I'm just now getting where I feel halfway decent.
Rusty, you're disappearing.
Yeah, I took some of that disappearing ink. It's starting to work.
So
Kratom.
will we still
You
be
should
able
try
to see
Kratom.
you
You
or hear
should.
you after you disappear?
Yes. Master James says skinny dipping equals a bath in Alabama. So there you go.
Well, that's ironic
That's- yeah, that's what we're
because I
saying.
know that. Was it the next day? Josh
Josh, yeah.
said, "Well, go ahead. It's your
No,
house."
well, no, Josh. No, I'm not saying that story.
Can I?
What?
Yeah, God.
Well, I don't think. Look, chlorine soap, right? It's cleaned you.
Yeah.
Timmy says the
I'm not
snort
saying
that.
I would have
already-
joined
Towels
Rusty.
out.
That would have been like a bathhouse thing, and I'm not up for that. But
Anymore.
no, I
I saw
no,
the whatever.
I never was.
Huh?
Anyway, so what? There's some story
So-
that involves me. So let's hear it.
Oh well, yeah. Okay, fine. I'm gonna throw Rusty under the bus,
yeah,
but I'm
throw me
okay
under
with
the
it.
bus.
So the next day after you got up, Josh come out and says, "Hey, you can go in the shower if anybody needs." No, I already had one.
Yeah.
See,
Mhm.
why not? What?
Kills
You
germs.
take your clothes off, you get in the pool.
Kills germs.
So
Did you have
hiding,
a rubber ducky?
if the police are chasing you, is an important thing, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you hide in the pool naked?
Well, what if you hide in the bushes, maybe?
You put a raft over your head.
Well, if they're
Pretend you're
trimmed.
just hiding on it.
Well,
There's
there's-
really not much to hide in.
Yeah, Margot Kidder hiding in the bushes naked, crazy.
Well, this guy was successfully hiding in the bushes,
Margot
but he
Kidder.
totally blew his cover,
Name's familiar.
according to Manchester police.
Lois Lane.
All right, go ahead, Chris.
This fugitive completely blew his cover when he was hiding in the bushes, and he let loose a really loud fart.
Whoa, wait, shooting bunnies in a park? What?
Oh, yeah.
He shot a bunny in the woods.
He shot a bunny in the bush. Uh-oh.
We should tell that story too. That was a proud mama moment.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Realizing officers were on the scent and closing in, the suspect fled into the woodland area near Harworth, Nottinghamshire.
Wait, that's not a real name. Harworth, Nottinghamshire?
Nottinghamshire. It's a place in England.
Well, but really? They just add different. It's like a sandwich.
It
Sounds like
kind
a
of.
sandwich. Harwood,
I don't think I would eat
Nottingham?
the sandwich, though, after reading
Does
that
it have
was-
mustard in the town?
Yeah.
No, probably Nutella.
No, not with ham or
Nutella,
mustard.
Nutelling him.
What the hell are you
hard-
talking about?
Well, yeah, but it's hard with the bread, right?
Anyway,
Yeah,
go
that'd
ahead,
be
Chris. Mute
So
them,
this
Chris.
fugitive's location remained a complete mystery until someone heard a noise they believe sounded like someone breaking wind. He was arrested alongside of another suspect found hiding in a fireplace in a nearby home. One of the pursuing officers said, "I was almost out of wind, running by, luckily."
Are you drinking?
He still had some.
Dwayne Wireman wants to know if the bush is okay.
Well, that's an important question. I mean,
It is.
Where's
was the
the
bush wearing a mask in this time of social distancing?
I hope so.
Because we've done
Arrest
another
that
story
bush.
about how farts don't get stopped by masks.
Well, that was Lori D's fault.
Yeah, it was part of a
She
shit
fart-
story.
Was that a fluting pope?
That was the
Floating
fluting
pope.
pope story.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the coworker, what
Oh
was it
my
called?
God.
Co-liquor?
Co-licker.
I don't know.
What can
Don't
be done
we have
about
a-
fluting pope? Floating poop.
A fluting pope.
The best of Off Track.
The things I have to endure to be with you guys on this show is crazy.
I know, it's true. It's true.
Look at the fun you guys make at me. Of
So,
me.
guest, don't we have a guest coming up? Can we bring him in early?
I hope so, because
We do. We have a guest coming up, a very special
I'm sitting
guest.
here with look, you think I don't do show prep. I didn't even know I was going to do a show.
I got another one here about a California man jumping onto a wine truck, climbing underneath, and drinking from the valve while it was flying down the freeway.
I think you just told the story.
That's the headline.
Sounds familiar.
That's an awfully long headline. What kind of reporter is that? They
It's
just
from
told the
Fox
story in the
News.
headline.
Yeah.
Fox News. That's
So
aren't
this
they
one's
like
actually real. I
Republicans or
mean, I'm not
something?
even reading from
That's
the
fake
Onion.
news.
Wait, I thought they were a bunch of weirdos, aren't the Republicans a bunch of weirdos?
No, but their reporter girls are hot. They wear like little dresses.
I like Martha McCallum. What are you saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
Am I
Guilfoyle. I thought Guilfoyle was supposed to take over as press secretary.
Isn't she a little nutsy though? She's the brunette, right? Yeah, but I like. Well, who did I just say?
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
No, Martha McCallum.
Tinfoil.
I like
Oh,
Martha McCallum. Rusty, Google it.
Brad
How old is
Staggs
she?
likes
Is she
her, too.
53? 53, 55?
Martha McCallum?
Yeah, Marcia
Google
McCallum.
it.
Martha
Yeah,
McCallum.
I think she's very pretty lady.
But what happened with Guilfoyle?
I mean, in the most respectable way. I'm serious.
She was on the 5, is she not?
She's on.
No, that's
No.
Dana Perino.
No, Kimberly
Dana-
Guilfoyle used to be
Yeah.
on the 5.
She
Yeah.
used to be. Yeah.
Martha McCallum was born in 1964.
Okay, so she's 55 or 6, depending on her birthday. See, I was right this morning. Look at. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna push you off your.
You keep pushing
I'm
her like
getting
that,
abused.
you're gonna get abused.
You know the gun safe is right behind you, right?
Yeah, I already figured the
Okay.
combo out.
No, you didn't.
So
Don't lie.
So, Trooper Rick Morgan made one of the most unique traffic stops of his career last Monday or week before last Monday, I don't know, somewhere in there. So just before noon, he was watching for speeding drivers on I-15 near 25th Street when he noticed a slowly moving SUV swerving in between lanes. The car was moving so erratically, he thought the driver was suffering a medical emergency. Oh, no. But the speedometer showed 32 miles an hour. And it amazed him when the car actually pulled over and stopped when he heard the siren. So he walked up to the driver's side window and was shocked to find a 5-year-old boy behind the wheel.
Oh, yes, I've heard about this. Tell me more.
Yes.
Tell me more.
When he got to the window, he wasn't quite sure what to think. It was pretty clear that it was a very young, underage driver.
Well, how do you know it wasn't a small person?
I guess kind of obvious. I don't know. So when he asked the boy where he was headed, the boy said, California.
Why would you want to go to that?
He had an ache in his heart.
Wait a second. I got.
Did you get
he
that?
Found
Chris?
that he was going to his sister's house, and that he wanted to buy a Lamborghini when he got there, and he showed his wallet that had $3 in it.
I heard the Lamborghini part.
Hey, look at that. Our guest has showed up a little bit early to save us. Take it away, Matt.
I got to hold on a second. I got to make a comment.
Yeah.
Back to the Kimberly Guilfoyle thing. Roz McAllister says Kimberly Guilfoyle is working with Trump now that she's with Don Jr. Does that mean she's with Don? Yeah. What does that mean? Is she with Don? I was
pretty sure
Jr.?
she was actually married already.
Matt, do you know anything about this?
He's married.
Oh, that's a new one to me.
Roz, what the hell are you talking about? Explain.
Maybe Roz has been drinking. I think most of the jackals are drunk today.
She has some splaining to do.
Rusi, I'm guessing Roz is not drinking unless it's.
No, Roz is not drinking.
No.
It's Mother's Day. I mean, some of the ladies are cracking open that wine a little early. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What?
Well, look
at
Melissa says, "What? Who? Me?"
Huh?
By the way, I'm running late for dinner in order to be with you guys today, so I'm risking my life to join Off Track.
Aww.
Does your wife know that?
Yes, she does.
You're risking your life knowingly that she's watching?
She might not be watching the program, but she's aware that I'm calling in.
Is she standing over your shoulder doing one of these numbers?
And she's allowing you to call. That's
right here behind me, if you can't see. Makes it safe.
Oh, I see some. Ow, crack the whip.
Matt, so we got the possibility that we're going to see him get his head slapped tonight instead of Rusty.
Yeah, maybe. Stuff. Everyone, this is Mr. Matt Holloway from the HollowNet on Mojo 50. Matt, has your schedule changed again?
The world changes around me, Sean. It's not that I ever change. It's the rest of you do, because I live in Arizona, and we don't do daylight savings time because you know this. You lived in Tucson. If you're here, you don't want an extra hour of sunshine either.
No, I like the sunshine. I like it hot.
Oh, no, dude. No. I crawl into a hole for 4 months out of the year.
No. See, you could be a sunbird and move to like Minnesota for those 4 months while the snowbirds come in and inhabit your domicile.
Well, I found that I enjoy the climate in Arizona much better, the political climate, that is. As far as the weather, it's
yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Jersey, dude.
How is Arizona treating you guys right now? You guys back to work? Is the state open completely? I know the sheriffs they're not having it. They're not bothering people with this nonsense.
Penzone, the Maricopa County sheriff, is trying to make a go of it. He even set up his own snitch line because, he got elected by some act of the underworld last go round. He defeated Joe Arpaio, who really defeated himself. I don't say Penzone beat him. I say Joe Arpaio beat Joe Arpaio. But the sheriffs of Graham County and Pinal, I believe it is, so Tucson and northern Arizona as well, they've said they're not going to enforce. And Doug Ducey did go into a scaled back reopening scheme, and we're supposed to see like restaurants opening this week in one form or another. Shoot, I drove past a Great Clips this morning. They're taking customers. So I no longer have an excuse not to get this mop cut off.
See, this is why. Okay, so it's really hitting home from being here in Mississippi, traveling down through, Missouri, Arkansas, and
Arkansas.
That 5 seconds in Memphis, Tennessee, and then into Mississippi. I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know, people, do you have papers? Can you, you're not allowed to come in here. You're not allowed to drive, or you got to go home. I didn't know what to expect, but I'm like, I don't care. I get the hell out of town for a while. So I take off. It's like Illinois is the only thing shut down. It's pissed.
I'm talking to my family back east in Jersey, and that place is shut down tighter than it takes ass. I mean, they are not doing anything beyond the minimum essentials. But luckily for me, I work for an internet service provider, so my job has been quote unquote essential the entire time. I've been going to work.
Yeah, it seems to me that like Mississippi, and I told you about it, but I don't know if you've noticed this or not because you're not traveling. When I come into the state, you're driving down the interstate and they have all the overhead digital, what do they call them, signs with all the little light bulbs, whatever, the message boards for the DOT, and it says stay at home, flatten the curve, all this, but everybody's out and about. No one is wearing masks unless maybe a couple people, right? And it's like everyone's like, it's a technicality. Whatever.
I like the meme that they show in New England. The meme with the digital sign like you're talking about, and it says "Stay wicked far apart." Do you see that?
I don't know. I speak English. Can you translate?
It's kind of like in the movie Jaws. They say, he's in the yard, not too far from the car.
Yeah, over there. He made it by having a beer first or something.
So over on the movies, Miss Mama Lee is asking me a question. She wants to know if I'm going to have to stay quarantined for 14 days when I return home. I never left. There's a mannequin in my bed. They can check it right now if they'd like.
A man of what? You've always said
he's a relative. He's a kin. He's kinfolk. He's a kin, and he's a man.
Good Lord. Carry on.
Mannequin. No, that doesn't work for you.
That's right, everybody. You just heard that. There's a man in Sean's bed waiting for him.
Hey, Chris, can you back up about 30 seconds?
I'm going to isolate that audio for sure.
Yeah.
If Timmy's already got it done now.
No, as far as the quarantine, no. No, not happening. Look, my job requires me to travel around the United States. Not happening.
You have
no.
Yes.
You don't have a job.
I actually look, what you guys don't know won't hurt you. It's okay.
He's got a fluting pope in his bed.
Why? Look, I don't travel. I didn't come down here to see Melissa. I had a job to do. Well, I told her I'm coming to see her, and here I am. I came to see
you did have a job to do. I mean, Off Track needed to have you on location down there for this show.
That's it.
She's gonna hit me. Don't hit me, man. Don't whip me, Massa. Don't whip me.
Oh, that was perfect.
Oh my God!
I almost had that one timed right.
It was.
I saw Sean Tribute. We were in Texas.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's been a few days, and it's been over a year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was just last weekend, a year.
My heart so bad that I couldn't get down there. I had the flight lined up, the hotel, rental car, everything, and that hurt my feelings, man. I really did want to get out there and see you guys because there's so many of the Jackhole family that I haven't quite met yet because it went so fast last year, and I was only there for a day. I was in and out that Friday.
You were on Friday?
Yeah, I was there on Friday, and I was
you on Friday.
Oh, really? I was wondering.
In and out.
I didn't realize you left so soon.
Dude, I flew in at 4 a.m, so OF30 in the morning into DFW, and I was back on a plane 9 p.m, same day.
That sucks. No wonder you left. We couldn't find you.
You got to the studio.
I got a full
set up.
4 kids.
That's right. Yeah, because I remember him setting up. right there on Friday, but then I didn't see him again after that.
Yep.
I had a little Saturday.
The socials
I'd
have
like
a
to
number
arrange
of
it.
comments. Jeremy Hansen says
All right.
a best of off track would be a really, really, really long show. I threw in a couple extra reallys there, but I think that his standards are a little low.
Well, I didn't know that there was a best of this show, but
there is, and he's just
there's
saying
a couple
if we tried
moments
to make
that were
one,
funny.
Well, Erica says it depends on your definition of best of.
Or good for that matter. Hey, so Matt, I was asking you about your schedule on Mojo 50 right here, and of course, what I'm reading is this is where I got a little confused here because it says 5 a.m. and 2 a.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Is that right so far?
Hold on a second. Let me go to mojo50.com. See if El Jefe didn't mess this one up again.
Well, because you go ahead, and then 6 a.m. and 3 a.m. Oh no! See, that's not what I wrote. I didn't read that correctly.
Yeah, because my is on 4 p.m. Saturdays.
Thank you.
So 7 p.m. 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Now, a little known inside baseball secret: I record these on Friday night late as hell. So sometimes, if you're like a Leprechaun and you're up at the wee strange hours, you can actually catch the new episode at the 6 a.m. Eastern time, 3 a.m. Pacific time.
That's what I'm looking for clarification on is your initial show for the weekend, because you're on multiple times throughout Saturday and Sunday. So when is the initial come out on Mojo 50, the live show?
6 a.m.
Scheduled for 4 p.m. Eastern, but sometimes I beat it. Sometimes I get it in before the
I'm ringing all kinds of things and blow your thing and whatever.
Sometimes I get tuna.
Oh Lord!
Watch how you do that.
I don't know what that is that you just put up to your mouth, but okay, that's a thing.
Train whistle.
See, Matt doesn't have bells on his show.
No, I do.
No, and he shouldn't.
Shh. No, because you've not. Rocky hasn't been in your show, or Sammy or Jaina.
I got this.
Bells.
Oh, bells.
Oh, I'm gonna have bruises and Woody can't take it.
Oh, thank God.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna come back with what's going on in the news. Get Matt's take on it when we come back. Everybody stick around off track right here.
All right, I hid my video just in case I'm not back in time. I'm having a quick smoke.
Okay. Remind me, Rusty or somebody, when we come back. We are actually in the process of going to make some trial runs on some merchandise.
All right.
All right. And you're a 3X, right, Rusty?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I needed to know.
Yeah.
I heartily endorse this product or service.
You hardly what?
I heartily endorse this product or service.
Right. I don't endorse it at all. Wow, we have a lot of mojo tonight.
Yeah, I got some mojo hat.
Yeah. Melissa and I were out and about today visiting some of her friends, and there was a guy on this boardwalk down in here. It's Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. This older gentleman. We didn't know him. And she had her mojo shirt on. I had mine on. And he stood there for probably 5-10 minutes, and all of a sudden he turns and goes, "Okay, I got to ask, what is this Mojo 50 stuff?" And we told him it's a little libertarian, free. We endorse free speech and all this. We didn't have time to get into the whole thing, but he's like, "Oh, what kind of music do they play?" Free speech. It's kind of, yeah. So I just kind of like, yeah, it's talk. Or Melissa actually said, she said it's just talk radio and stuff. But I said it's free. It's about free speech. Say what you want. Think how you want. So, Rusty, did you get your porch finished?
It is 99.9% finished. I have to.
What do you have left?
Just some. It's too hard to explain. Some handrail things I want to do. So, just
some designs.
Yeah, pretty it up a little.
You gonna make some curly cues?
No, it's not gonna be nothing like that. But it's. But anyway, the roof is on, so that's good. I finished that today.
I gotta tell you, I got a Miss Gilly here. Come here, baby girl. Come here. She slept with me all night long. Yep, yeah. She snuggled with me. Right, baby girl? Mm-hmm. Did she sleep with you guys?
On the floor. Yeah.
No, she was right here snuggling with me all night. Yeah. She's a good girl.
Oh yeah, that's a good.
Gilly.
I told him I have a new girlfriend that slept with me. My puppy dog. Miss my papa. Miss Gilly girl. Careful. All right. Okay. Get back up there. Oh, there you go. Get up there and lay down, girly friend. Oh my goodness! You get your drink? What'd you go to get? I probably need a breath mint at this point.
Well, you do. I didn't want to say anything.
What you should. Get the hell away from me is what you should tell.
I'm just joshing you.
I don't know. He's out there. Don't josh me. He can do that on his own. We're not on.
Okay.
Coming on in.
We got a minute right now.
Cool. I'm grabbing a real fast.
10-4.
Do you want to do SpongeGate? Okay. This sponge.
Yeah, I just told him no. First thing when we come back, I got to remember we're gonna. We're still working on merch.
This is a sponge.
Coming in hot.
Already.
Is that like an IUD
sponge? Here we go.
Yeah, take it out of the wrapper. That's noisy.
Here we go.
I think this could be an official Mojo 50 sponge because
it could be.
Look, it matches.
It could, yeah.
So we were talking about the sponges earlier. I know this is such great content for radio,
but it's been open for like a year in an open container, but I've never used it because it was still in the.
Okay, cellophane. So it's not hard and crunchy. It does have a little Scotch brightiness on the stars and just stars, no stripes. But it is not moist, so.
It's not dry.
Well, that's a difference of opinion, I think.
But it's been open. Hey. What I'm saying is they don't come out. That
I'm listening. They don't come out with this dry. Is what you're saying?
We're going to Walmart tomorrow. And
Walmart.
So wait, we got a dry sponge. You would have to do a little bit of work to get it wet, like I was saying.
No. Okay. To be, got a hair in my mouth. Where have you had that?
Is it curly?
No, so you want to stick that in the microwave and see if it'll do what they said it was going to do in that article, or if that was fake news.
I'm sure where that hand was.
We'll do it.
What
later.
did you just do for 4 minutes? Don't answer that. I don't know. It's not like I thought it would be, and it's not like she said it would be. So we can compromise and say
You're wrong.
Fair enough. I guess that's.
It's Mother's Day. You're wrong, Sean.
Oh, that's okay. I'll give you that. It's your day.
I'm just joshing. But it really is moist, fresh out of the package.
Like it's damp.
Yeah, it's damp.
Okay. So they've already
Fish.
what do they call that?
It's
Pre-moistened?
treated. It's not
Treated? How do you treat it? Is it treated like a knife? Whoa, what is she doing over here? She's spreading out.
The sponge is wet if you get it right fresh out of the package.
She's showing her ass. I mean,
Wow.
Wait, did Matt have one too?
Oh, you can't see. Oh.
No.
What do you want?
Back.
This is such awesome radio.
I need some of Johnny Carson's old or is it Johnny Carson and David Letterman? So when I throw something.
The glass breaking.
Yeah.
I have that on my studio.
Oh dear God! So let's get to our guest.
Hey, Rusty. Okay,
please, jeez.
Wow, Rusty, go ahead. What do you got what do you want to ask Matt?
So
what? Well, go ahead, get to our guest, Rusty. Oh. All right.
Go already. I'm checked out for the week at this point, guys.
Nice.
Well, no.
Nice.
So Matt, what's your biggest hang up in the news right now? What's the most thing that's pissing you off?
Probably our willful ignorance of everything else that is going on in the world other than the Rona. I coined this on the HoloNet. Go back and listen to it in the archives if you want to. But right now we have the media shoving so much fear down our throats, and we have the government shoving so much quarantine up our ass that we're basically being spit roasted by the Rona.
I was wondering what that was.
Hello.
So I haven't watched anything, but I haven't listened to much as far as media is concerned for obviously a long time, but I have watched some videos. I have watched some videos of different doctors, different points of views, different conspiracy theories, outlooks of everything that's going on. Amongst all of this, I have not yet heard personally of anyone saying that it's, hey, watch this hand over here while we do this. And I want to know what that could be, because there's always something over here that we're not seeing that they're doing.
Oh, like during the impeachment trial.
Well, yes, it's, hey, watch the Rona, watch the COVID while we, do this. And when I say we, it could be anybody, there's a good ball game being played here somewhere, right?
Well, for a couple of things. Number one, China, while all this is going on, China. They've been basically finishing off Hong Kong. You remember in the news, it was all over the place. They were having all these protests, all these demonstrations, basically streets of Hong Kong were on fire, right? Then the Rona comes along. Suddenly everything goes dark and silent. And then we come to find out in the last week or so, all of the leading pro-democracy advocates and protesters are just getting rounded up and arrested and quietly extradited to Beijing. Just real fast, quick, and in a hurry. And there are literal fights breaking out in the Hong Kong legislature, where you have pro-Beijing legislators that are trying to take control of key parliamentary positions there and key committees, and people are revolting against it, and China is just cracking down. There was a really great piece, was about a week ago, that it used to be the one country, two systems is the way Hong Kong was run. And that has completely gone by the wayside now. And of course, our attention is completely gone from it now. Because think, like a month ago, they were yelling at the NBA for backing Hong Kong, free Hong Kong, all that. Coronavirus comes along, nobody gives a shit about Hong Kong anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Protests in Italy, France, and Iran have also gone completely silent, apparently.
Oh, yeah. Well, in France, they were still continuing up to last week, but, it's like, the yellow vests marching in the streets of Paris, trivial news day. Nobody cares anymore. It's so funny that these things can now just pass by unmarked, unnoticed, because the media has unlimited red meat now that the public will greedily devour. Anything having to do with the Rona, anything having to do with what your governor's doing versus what your governor's not doing, what President Trump is and is not doing. And however, it's an amazing agent of polarization, because it taps a very direct and primal fear, and people are falling victim to that fear.
And I'm I like to listen to conspiracy theories because I think they're interesting, and I think that there's always possibly some truth, whether it's a total bullcrap story or not. There's always something there for me that I think we can gain from, if nothing else, to keep your eyes open.
Well, there's a difference. There's a difference between conspiracies and conspiracy theories.
True.
Conspiracies are, the actual conspiracy, the actual act of people colluding to do something. Conspiracy theories are like, in my mind, in my personal definition, are like the Alex Jones, those type of people.
I'll eat your ass. I'll eat your neighbor. I'll tie him up by a chain and make round.
But I think what I'm going after here is look, how much money do we owe China right now? How in debt is our country to China?
Right now, we're actually more in debt to ourselves than we are to China.
Right now, yes. But in the past.
You're absolutely right about that. But I think the big thing is there's two like overwhelming, let's say, plandemic scenarios, right? There's the plandemic scenario with that video. I forget the doctor's name that's been getting canned off of Facebook. I just talked about it yesterday, too. It sucks.
We had it on our show last week.
Yeah, it's that video, and that's the plandemic from the medical side, right? There's also another conspiracy theory that might not just be a theory that's evolving on the economic side, because you look at it from the scale that the government has been playing with funny money, inflating things up beyond any kind of control, just building up debt. And everyone's been talking about how the system needs a reset. But
gosh.
How do you make the public willing to accept the shortages and the austerity and the forced poverty that comes with that reset? You can't, unless they're afraid of something else more.
Yep.
Right, and this is part of my. It's separate in my mind from where I was going with the China thing. Okay, but you're exactly right. In my mind, it's the wash his hand over here while we do this. And look, this is their way, in my mind, of, like you said, you have to fear something in order to drive. It's no different than a cattle dog, and they're driving the cattle, right? They're pushing you with something. They're herding you up, and they're pushing you in a direction with your mind and your thoughts, and they're changing people's mindsets, especially. And I said this last week, I don't think it's all a political mindset. I think there's people on both sides of the aisle who are, holy crap, I'm afraid of Corona and COVID. And then there's people on both sides of the aisle who are like, this is a bunch of crap.
And there are people on both sides of the aisle going, wait, how can we do this?
Well, there's another thought here I had just now. Devaluing the dollar to such a degree that it's worth absolutely nothing is a valid strategy to deal with our national debt. Here you go, China. Here's $10 trillion. Oops, it's not worth the paper it's printed on.
Right, great. So now what do we do for our economy when we have we're going to be, $40 trillion in debt by the time, if they keep giving out stimulus checks? No.
Did you get your murder hornet?
I did not get my murder hornet stimulus check either. I didn't get a COVID stimulus check.
Well, that's because the murder hornets aren't that big a deal. We found out we can take them out with Aquanet.
By the way, they're not really murder hornets. They're called Asian hornets. But that's racist, apparently.
Oh, my God.
How did they get here? From containers?
I think they flew. They have wings.
Well. No, I was gonna.
I know you were. I'm blocking.
High five to the face.
Yeah. Yeah. The China thing for me. If
the flu came from there,
because
the murder wasp came from there.
The COVID. Why? It's like some people.
And now there's gypsy moths in Washington State that are also from Asia. I think Asia's at war with us right now. They sent a virus, they sent some bees, and now they sent some moths.
They don't have to bomb us, is what you're saying. That's the conspiracy.
They're
Japanese beetles that would infest like all the oak trees back in Jersey, and they've been around since like World War II. So
do Japanese like Chinese? Are they friends now?
Not generally.
They're trying to see who can hurt us worse.
Yeah. They're having a contest.
I think Japan's just looking at the South China Sea and getting more and more nervous by the second. I mean, you look at it this way, Japan is so freaked out by China that they're trying to change their constitution to allow them to have a military again. That's how freaked out they are about China. And they dedicated themselves to pacifism after World War II. They built the first aircraft carrier that they have built since World War II, and they called it a helicopter destroyer. It is the JNS Izumo. You can look it up online, and it is capable of launching the F-35 Joint Task Fighter with its vertical takeoff and landing. So yes, kids, the Japanese are so freaked out, they have aircraft carriers again for the first time since World War II.
Well, you know, it's a good thing we know how to get rid of those new carriers if we had to.
If we had to, but they're pretty friendly.
We absolutely could. We just have to find a fighter pilot named Dick, I think was the guy's name. He took out 2 of them in one day.
Is Dick spotted?
He might have been.
Does he come in a? But does he come in a can?
He likes it in
Dick
the can.
Best. That was his name, Dick Best.
Oh no, it's Simpson. Sorry, it's my bad.
He was the best Dick. He took out 2 aircraft carriers in one day.
Have you had this? Have you ever eaten this? Seriously?
No.
Was he
I haven't either.
I'm sorry. What was that,
They
Matt?
should be a sponsor, though.
He said, was he a superior Richard?
He was a superior
Richard.
Richard. He was Richard Best, or Dick Best, and he's the only aircraft pilot in history to take out 2 aircraft carriers in a single day.
Wait, wasn't it Dick Best on the Beatles?
No, that was another Best.
It might have been. He never flew a
that was
plane
Pete
after
Best.
that
Best.
Pete Best.
On the MeWe's, I did want to answer one question. James was asking, Japan doesn't have a military. I didn't know that. And just to respond to his question, they have what is called the Strategic Self-Defense Force, which is supposed to be used defensively only and for logistical support to other nations out there. They actually participated in our actions in Iraq, but in just logistical support. They are not allowed to have offensive military assets at all.
So I kind of like the thought of that, not for them specifically, but if every and I know this is dreaming, but if every military were looking at their if every country was looking at their military as a defense tactic only, wow, we would have, what do they call that? A world peace?
No, too many things would go out of business. We cannot have.
Well, I know we'd all be broke.
Hi,
military.
Leslie. Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. Wow, it got quiet with Leslie. How's Leslie doing this evening? Yeah, there's I think I don't know. You worry about it because there's things you need to worry about with the COVID, okay? But I just think it's overplayed. I mean, don't you?
I think there's a certain degree of that.
I
mean, like for like 2 solid weeks here in Arizona, everybody was wearing the masks. I mean, out to the grocery store, masks on, blue gloves everywhere.
No.
People were. You also have to think about it too, Sean. The quantity of over 55 we have here in the greater Phoenix metro, we have a lot of people who fall into that at-risk category. They were being careful. Like I said, for about like 2 solid weeks in this 8-week saga, everybody was up on it. And then as you go along, it's starting to fall off. Today, I go to Home Depot, 90% of the people there didn't have masks on.
Oh, okay. So speaking of that, what is your proximity to like Sun City?
15 minutes.
Yeah, that's why you have a huge population. And obviously the whole valley is like that. And if anyone out there, listeners, the valley is the Phoenix area. But Sun City is a huge retirement area. The whole state of Arizona is retirement. It's like Florida, except cowboys and Indians. That's what
Sun City is fun though. Even the roads of Sun City, because anybody who's been in the Phoenix area, it's all on a grid, right? It's kind of like Utah.
It's nice. Very nice.
On a grid. You always find where you are, unless you're in Sun. Because Sun City, they do like concentric circles on top of each other that doesn't align with the street pattern at all. Yep. And I suspect this is so any of the seniors with dementia
they don't
have a hard time
or getting out.
Yeah, so they don't.
Yeah. It's a thing. Like you said, the circles, right? It's like a corn maze.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You can't get out. You're not allowed to leave. It's like
Google Earth, right? You pull it up on Google Earth, and it's this beautiful, neat grid all the way from Scottsdale up to like Glendale and Peoria, and then you see Sun City, this
like
circular streets in the middle of nowhere for no reason.
I just figured it out, Matt. The aliens built Sun City. It is a crop circle in the middle of the desert.
It's a crop circle of people.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it up for Miss Melissa here. Go ahead while I type, folks.
Soylent Green is people.
Oh no! Stop.
Wait, the aliens were involved in constructing Arizona?
Just Sun City. It's a big it's a giant crop circle. Oh, I can share screen.
This messes me up. Yeah, you can share the screen if you want to. I can fix it. Don't worry about it.
I'm not used to not being at my place.
There have been a lot of UFOs around here. Consequently, it's been a thing here in Arizona.
Well, they got to look out for what they built.
If they're unidentified.
That's kind of what I agree with Melissa. How do you know what they are if they're unidentified?
And how do you know that they don't identify as something else? I mean, it's not very politically correct for us to call them unidentified flying objects. They might identify as something completely different.
They're calling alien HR on us.
They should be undocumented flying objects. Undocumented.
Undocumented flying. Oh my god.
There you go.
Not that anybody really cares to see.
Is that proper?
I'm
not sure.
We
should ask Alyssa Milano. Anybody out there want to tweet at Alyssa Milano? Please find out what we should be calling UFOs.
I'm blocked already.
No, I'm good. Yeah. So.
Sun City West. Why am I not? Isn't it? Where's this? Sun City. It's down here. That's why.
Are you unable to find it? Have you been censored?
Okay, here you go.
It's the key to the Rona. They don't want us to find Sun City and show anybody.
Okay, Chris, are you ready? You got your screen sharing figured out and all that?
Yeah, I got it. You do your thing and I'll fix it.
Okay, so you can see all these circles Matt's talking about. They keep everybody lost and just, you can mistakenly drive out one, but when your kinetic energy just pushes you around in a circle. It's centrifugal force. You cannot escape Sun City.
So we're getting all physics up in here.
Yes, it is a
That's
physics
scary.
thing. It is.
It's especially scary if you're an Amazon driver.
If you get in, you're just stuck there. You'll never get out.
Like you work for Amazon or a big, large woman Amazon.
If it's a bunch of retirees, how many of them people have dementia? And you always hear about people just wandering off. Well, if it's circular streets, then they just get out there and then they're just driving in a circle.
In golf carts.
Going anywhere, you can find them easier.
Well, they're not going very fast, and you can get them.
Yeah,
that's like NASCAR, right?
Yeah, silver alert. We see one of those on the big broadcast signs on the I-10 like every day. Silver alert.
Hey, Grandma's missing. Don't worry about it. Just sit in the front yard for a minute. She'll be back around the circle. You can grab her.
Yeah, you put one of those hooks out.
Yeah.
Over on the Facebook,
he's only doing 15.
Indiana Mike says aliens lock their doors when they fly by Earth. And also Sean Brennan says, I just got hired at Walmart as a Walmart manager so I can people watch. I got tired of working from home. Well, I don't blame you. I'm tired of home too, so I left. I ran away.
So does Sean have to wear a mask while he's people watching? I mean, could be beneficial. It'll hide your facial expressions.
Yeah.
That's a funny thing too. Dating right now is probably not a good thing because you really can't see what people look like.
Matt, what is the latest news on the North Korean dictator? Is he dead? Is he not dead? Was it his lookalike? What?
2020, but it seems that Twitter really can agree on one thing. A lot of guys on Twitter think his sister's hot. That seems to be the only thing that Twitter can agree on lately. I don't personally find conspiracy dictators attractive, but yeah, that's a thing that's happening on that. No, according to South Korean sources, South Korean intelligence and the government never really believed that he was out of the picture to begin with. They thought it was BS. Our own intel said they don't really think so, but it was, again, a great story, some red meat to throw around to the masses.
Right.
I don't know if he's alive or dead, on vacation in the hospital, getting serviced by his harem or what.
He's getting a catheter.
Oh, no.
Ow.
Discussion again.
And,
All right.
and there's a group of people out there who just got that joke, but that's okay.
Jackals can decide for themselves. I'm putting up a picture of Kim Jong-un's sister. I don't know.
I don't think she's hot.
I disagree. I don't think she's hot. Yeah.
Where?
Chris,
I
we
don't see it.
A 6.
Well, we see it on the.
Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm not sharing it to you. You got to look at the Facebooks if you want to see her.
Oh, wait, we have to watch the show if we want to see our own show?
I know, right?
How messed up is that? I thought it was for us.
It keeps it from freezing on me. It's nice.
You know what, Melissa?
Okay.
That was a great point, because now is that like a tater tot? A dick tater tot?
Yes, when you cross a potato with a leader.
With a leader, a potato leader. Is he from Idaho?
So where do you think? Where do you think
No.
this sister? Where does she rank on the hot,
Next.
crazy matrix? Is
She's
she?
at the top.
Oh, hot and crazy.
She's like
No, she's crazy.
Well, she's a 6, so she can't be real crazy, but she is, so she's not acceptable.
There's a certain degree where the crazy overcomes the hot, and I think she's there.
okay.
Yeah, she's brutal, isn't she?
Yes. She has ordered many men and women to death. This is confirmed. She is the right hand person. You know, I can't say right hand man anymore, but she really is the right hand. Yeah, she's the right hand man in there. She handles a lot of the dirty work. If she ain't the one pulling the trigger, she's the one standing behind the dude pulling.
So this is North Korea's version of everyday crazy people, and I will say people. In America, I'm unfriending you on social media. Just kill him. I don't want to hear his crap anymore. All right. Well, we got another part of this to go, so I don't know if Matt can hang out, because we'll just stick around and go off track with this. It's okay. He's drinking wine.
Of course he's drinking wine. He's on off track.
You did that. And once again, I forgot to talk about the merchandise.
Oh!
We haven't done any live reads. No merch.
Oh my God. See, I am not in my element
And
at all.
We're going to have to do like cat coolers right into fill it with some American fried roasters right after the break.
Okay, I thought this was going to be a simple show, but it's not. I am not in my element. I have not thinking of anything. I have
You're on
nothing
vacation.
here.
I can tell. Rusty tried to get in, and then we went off track.
Yeah.
I like the off Korea, the
off Korea,
the Korean.
I gotta go
subject,
pee. I'll be right
That's
back.
a good one, Rusty. All right, let's see who's over there in the Facebook feeds. Hey guys, just popping in to say hi. Speaking of hey guys, just popping in to say hi. Size small, yes, those are going to be made tomorrow, and then I'll have to figure out about an address. If you're serious. stuff and things, and so yeah, we'll go with that.
All right.
Yeah, that's
there are some people that know what he's talking about.
Well, there's at least one person that knows, and then Rusty is we're gonna get Rusty I think he said 2x, 3x, 3x. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna try and send out a couple things just because I'm gonna send some stuff out there as promotional freebies. How about that?
Nice.
And I'll just say that again here in a minute.
Rusty's going to be bedazzled.
Oh, if you only knew. Welcome back into Off Track, everybody. Yeah, so we were just talking during the break that I forgot to mention this during the last half-hour segment. We are like in the process, not just going to be like today we started on it. Tomorrow we are going to have some things produced for merchandise, and I am going to send out a few things to a few people, no charge, just to start getting some things out there. So going to purchase some things, put them together, and get her started. So we'll see how this works out. I want some, it's like testing, quality control, if you may. We're going to see if Rusty could, I'm going to send one to Rusty. I owe him a shirt. So the other people, you'll have to guess and figure out who you are. So, and yes, I take bribes. Absolutely. Money, cash, is always good. And
liquor.
I like cash because I'm choosy.
Well, off.
Yeah. Whoa. Keep your shirt on. Matt, what do you? Well, let me ask you this first. As far as the HollowNet goes, first of all, how did you get into this? This is one of my questions. I'm always interested to know how a particular person gets started in their whether it's radio, podcast, just anything. I want to know what intrigued you to do this, and how did you actually go about doing it?
That's a bit of a tale. I started out actually writing. I was writing for The Other Place, the other station, as a contributor back in 2016 during the Trump election. Mm-hmm. And in the course of that, I've got links on the HollowNet if you want to check it out. But on the course of that, I started doing Facebook live streams for them of newsworthy stuff that was happening in Phoenix. Like I covered the Trump rally here in 2016 at the Coliseum. So the way that kind of proceeded, they wound up scaling down their contributor program, and I was done. They decided not to bring me on as a writer. That's fine. Oh, yeah. But I really had wanted to get into the industry and into the business. So I actually started LinkedIn messaging all around everybody over at that place and also in the business and other places. So I got in touch with this group called, first off, the person who helped me get into contributing over there was Brad Staggs.
I think we know that guy. Do you know Brad Staggs? Yeah. Actually, that name sounds familiar to me for some reason.
Isn't he like an author? He wrote a book?
He put me in touch with the right people.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
He's the only author I know that licks pages when he sends them out.
Right.
Well.
So after that, I got in with this group called Lanterns Media Network, and that's actually where a lot of our great shows here on Mojo 50 grew up as well. That's where Defenders Live started out. That's where Bells of Liberty started. I got my start there. I'm probably forgetting a couple, but did that for a little while. Jonathan Dunn, actually Freedom's disciple, introduced me to that group. If you're familiar with Mr. Jonathan Dunn, America's favorite Irishman.
Yes.
Yeah, familiar.
Love that guy. Ask me, brother. So, he got me involved with that Lanterns group. And, just so happened that Mojo 50 was really starting to kick off. And a lot of our radio were coming over here. And Lanterns, I think it was me and one other show. We actually shut the lights out on that network. Wow. And we were letting shows on air, and then I moved over here. I was in conversation with Ron and sending stuff back and forth, and Watson, by the way. Watson came from Lanterns too, and we were all talking to Ron and putting things in front of Brad and Doc and all that before he passed away, and I was brought on shortly, like right after Doc passed. Actually, so that's when the HollowNet kicked off here on Mojo 50. So I regret I didn't get the chance to work with the man, but hey.
Yeah, I think we all went through a lot of that. I mean, there was a lot of oncoming shows at the same exact time. Right. Dominic Izzo had just started. I don't know, maybe a month or so.
A month.
Yeah,
Yeah,
about
he
a
came on in
month.
January.
Right, January, and then we started our first show.
I don't think he did. I think he was within a week of Doc's death too, because I'm reasonably certain that he never got Doc on his actual show busting his balls. They were just
right.
And like,
I don't think he was
within his first week. I think it was his second night actually that I ever listened to him. He just went completely irreverent on the whole train thing and just really, really dark humor. I laughed my ass off, but it was really, really close to the death.
Yeah, I know it was in there, but yeah. So I mean, there's been a handful of shows at least that came on right there at that same time, and it was I don't know. I think Matt, it's like it's one of the biggest things you wanted to do, right? Is work and have. My big dream was to have Doc call into our show and just bust our balls, like you said, and that didn't get to happen.
Yeah, I would have loved it, but it's one of those things. I actually started going to school. I didn't finish college. I am guilty of attempted college. As smart as I sound on the radio to some people, I'm mostly self-educated. I started going to school for liberal arts journalism and radio broadcast after a year break from high school, and that didn't work out. So I wound up leaving college and going into the real workforce. Very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Disenchanted with the whole thing, because I realized very quickly how against my politics it was, and how you really had to put your ideology aside in order to get anywhere in that business, and just how cutthroat and horrible it is. So I kind of bounced from thing to thing for a little while, wound up getting into sales, and radio's been my lifelong dream.
From thing to thing? Sorry, go ahead.
I did Rutgers, so.
It's very disheartening when your world seems to be upset in a situation like that, to where you're this is what you have aspirations of doing, and then all of a sudden everything about it is completely opposite of what you think and feel.
Yeah, because I grew up a conservative in a deep, deep, deep blue state, and that presented some interesting challenges for me. When you look at New Jersey, and like the most conservative thing to come out of there in 20 years is Chris Christie.
Wait, conservative Chris Christie.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really line up.
I don't even think he can conservatively.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
No, for sure.
He likes him.
I believe Mandy Patinkin's Spanish accent more than I believe Chris Christie's conservatism.
Yeah.
He's the ABC News contributor. That is I think the only conservative ABC News contributor.
That's disgusting. He's as conservative as they want him to be, because they would take a socialist and label him a conservative if they could get away with it.
Well, how liberal do you think Juan Williams is?
Yes, that's my answer. Yes. Okay. Period.
Well, moving out to Arizona really opened my eyes and really educated me politically. And it was right about then that Beck was getting big on Fox. Can make a fat joke about that too, but I probably way more than he does now. But yeah, that's when he was real big. And that kind of started me on the conservative journey a little bit, listening to and reading Beck, listening to and reading Rush. Then I started listening to Buck Sexton a lot. I got to go on his show quite a couple of times by the phone when I was writing for them. Jerry Doyle, God rest his soul, was a very, very surprisingly conservative influence to me. If you don't know who Jerry Doyle is, he actually had a show. He actually had a radio show last couple of years of his life. He got fame on Babylon 5, the science fiction series in the 90s.
Right.
He played Chief Garibaldi, and he actually got on the radio as a big conservative out of Nevada.
I'm going to give a shout out to. Okay, I'm letting the world know right now that, at least Jeremy Hansen. I think there's other people that think just like this too. That
I hope so.
Well, Jeremy Hansen says I would rather watch Off Track than any other a-holes on Fox. Tucker Carlson's a close second. Wow, we're above Tucker Carlson.
That's crazy.
He's drinking again, isn't he?
We are amazing.
Jeremy, are you drunk? I mean, I'm just asking.
Who's on top of Tucker Carlson?
We are.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wait, who has 4 thumbs?
On top of Tucker Carlson.
I'll just let her do that. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he's Tucker.
Yeah.
Didn't even know her.
Crazy how I've got.
What happened? I love those jokes.
I know.
Tucker, I hardly knew her. Whoa.
But even if I did.
No.
Oh, God.
Still no.
All right. So when did you say, you said it was the Fox days, but when specifically did you move out to Arizona from Jersey?
I moved out here in 06. So yeah, geez, 14 years ago.
And what's your favorite part about Arizona?
Damn, that's a loaded question. Good Mexican food.
Mexican food.
Good Mexican food. That's about it. I told you I love the political atmosphere here. I love how the people are very, very aware of their liberties and their freedoms, and they exercise them on a daily basis, and they will not surrender them lightly. Arizonans will fight to the last freaking breath for their right to bear arms, for their right to peacefully assemble, for their right to redress grievances. This is a state where people take no shit, give no Fs, and show up at their capital whenever something even slightly pisses them off. And I love that.
And, and maybe you have a different view. Maybe you've seen some more things up in the Valley area. That's just what I would call corporate Arizona. But I don't. What's that?
Tucson's North Mexico, officially.
It is. And I end up growing to love the culture of Tucson, which I never appreciated when I was younger. But I personally never witnessed if someone had a different political view, they weren't so vocal in Arizona. When I say different, I mean left leaning out there, because I think they know, they're like, I got to be careful, and it's not even a valid point. But it's like, I can't be raising a ruckus around here with my left leaning political views because, well, everyone around seems to be carrying weapons.
A well-armed society is a polite society.
It is. That's my point. I mean, look, Tucson is very blue. Like you said, it's close to Mexico. It's next door to New Mexico, which is a blue state. But the whole state in a whole, yes, you're right. To me, it's just the Old West, and don't mess with it. I love that, and it needs to go back further red.
Yeah, if anything, I might be looking to move out of the Valley at some point, maybe up into the high country where the weather's a little more to my liking.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by high country?
Yeah, like Prescott, Yarnell, Peoples Valley, Payson area. No, the high country is the Willie Nelson Rocky Mountain High Country. That's a little bit to the northeast. It's about 8 hours by car. Don't ask how I know.
No judgment.
Wow, no judgment here. I mean, holy crap. Have you been to Sedona?
Yes, I have. Was not overly impressed.
I was impressed when I was 15. Slide Rock, and I know here. See, this is what happens when I get someone on from Arizona. It just turns into it's a Matt Holloway and me. Rusty, what are you doing?
Holloway, what is your favorite thing to do that is not involved in radio or politics?
I am a nerd.
Oh, yes!
I am a nerd. I am deeply into science fiction, Star Trek, Star Wars, Stargate, pretty much anything with star before it. I'm pretty much in for it. I've been playing a game lately. I'm a pretty big computer gamer, so is my wife, and we're raising another generation of gamers, so that's always healthy. But I'm playing a game called Stellaris right now, and it actually has a mod for it called Battlestar Galactica. Very nice, Mr. Brandon. Very nice. But I'm
Vader up there.
You're Darth.
No, I can't.
Hey, so, Rusty, don't you have a whole certain standard list of questions you ask every guest? Something to do with shoes and all that other stuff.
Shoes.
What is your stance on the sales of used socks?
What the? Wait, what?
Double click is here.
I think we're going off track. Double
with a warrant.
Double click is
No warranty on the used socks.
No, Rusty always wants to know everybody's shoe size and how tall they are and all that. I don't know all this.
You can get used socks at a vending machine in Tokyo. I'm aware of that.
How?
Right. So, how tall are you, Matt? You're like 6'1", 6'2", ain't you?
6'1" and change, 6'2" on my license.
Right.
Wait, you mean when you stand on your license, you get taller?
No, I mean I was wearing a good pair of boots that day.
I was going to say because I didn't. Do we have a caller?
We do have a caller.
caller?
Caller, how are you?
We do. This is misunderstood subculture correspondent Tech Roo with news.
All right.
What's in the news?
Just like home. Well, let's see. We had a dumpster fire of a Wyoming State GOP convention via Zoom yesterday, which took like 17 hours out of my life. I'll never get back.
Wow.
And it's not finished. We have to redo the voting. But the good news is, well, the partially good news, I unofficially lost in my run for delegate.
Oh.
Which
Don't they know who you are?
That's probably safe. The safest thing that they don't know who I am.
Did they get a good look at you?
They did for much of the day because I did have my video going. I had my real name, unfortunately. I'm probably better known in the state by my fake name. Had the green screen going and everything with Donald Trump's private jet in the background.
So what you're saying is there was no Australian Western Grey kangaroo appearance?
No, Eastern Grey.
Eastern Grey. Dang it, I did it again.
The Western ones look a little greasy for some reason.
Well, they got to use the dippity do in their hair and stuff to keep it flat.
You should have worn the head. You would have won for sure.
See? That's what I think.
So
maybe next time, because we're going to have to redo this mess because of massive voting system failure.
Wait, was there voting fraud? Were the Democrats involved?
I'm pretty sure just most people were not paying attention to what they were doing because, I mean, with the same questions over and over and over again. It's like we're calling the question. Everybody vote. Wait, what are we voting on? Calling the question. What happens if we say yes? We stop debate. What happens if we say no? We keep debating. Wait, what are we voting on? Round in circles. People were not paying attention. I don't think they voted.
Say it again, Matt. What's that?
Say it.
Who's on first?
Right.
Exactly.
Well, Tech Roo, do you have any questions for our guest, Mr. Matthew Holloway?
Okay, there's that one. Is she in the House? You know who she is. Quick, name somebody in your local politics.
Oh, Kelly Townsend.
Yes, her. Did you notice her run-in with furries a couple or 3 years ago?
I did not, actually, although I will have to look that up. Kelly Townsend and Forrest Moriarty. Kelly's running right now for state senate. Forrest is running for House in the same district. And she is one of our more vocal state representatives.
Who is?
Very good. Yeah, she. I don't know how she attracted the attention of furries, but at first she was attracting a lot of like positive enthusiasm, much along the lines of, "Oh, hey, somebody in some sort of government position noticed us. This is cool." But then, of course, the haters came along and started trashing her, and the nice people like created a persona for her. It might have been I'll call it a puma. I won't call it a cougar because that has certain connotations. But then the haters came up with all sorts of like, how shall we say, rape art and other rude graphics. But but she handled it perfectly. I mean, everything anybody did, she was just, oh, hey, oh, that's great, thank you. And pretty soon the haters just went away because she was just enthusiastically, oh, that's so sweet, awesome.
Chris, I just threw a link to the image in the chat. Throw this up.
All right. Oh, look at that. Okay, so
You
we're
got
good.
the mouse.
No, Chris has it. He's doing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, no, she handled it like a pro, man. She was pretty good on it.
She did. I mean, I'm wanting to, I don't know how I stumbled across this again. I think one of the Liberty Furs noticed an old post from a couple of years ago and called my attention to it because, oh crap, why did I bring this up now? There was, Kermode Bear taught her how to use the What's in Tech Crew's pouch today retweet bot. So she did a couple of
Breaking Bad.
Did a couple of inventory listings of my fictitious pouch.
Yeah, actually made it her profile picture on Facebook for a little bit.
She's kind of cute for a caricature. Is that what you call it?
No.
Furry? Well, yeah, but that's like a cartoon version, right?
Holy crap. I need to call her and break her biscuits about that. I wasn't even aware of it.
Break biscuits.
Yeah, I had forgotten all about it. It is, yeah. She handled that awesome. Handled it awesome.
Talk about embracing it to take away its power. I mean, that's awesome.
There you have it. That's the way to do it.
Tech Crew, have you finished any beer lately?
I'm in the middle of I do need to brew some more. I have an Imperial Oatmeal Coffee Stout is going to be next up at probably the next experiment on the Hickory Smoked Pineapple Ale. I do need the Pineapple Ale. I'm almost out of the all new Golden Grams Scottish Porter is almost gone. I'm going to have to brew that next. I've basically got to get my house under control, apply for some more jobs to maintain the 2-job a week requirement for unemployment, which thanks to the Wu-Tang clap benefits, dang, I'm pretty much making most of my old money. But even though I was laid off because of low oil prices.
So, of course, my favorite, and I did have the, I forgive me, what do they call it? The pineapple ale. Right. I had that, and I had the Imperial Oatmeal Stout, which is my favorite. And of course, that's what I made the barbecue sauce with. But I'm waiting for that to go into production someday, like a real production with shipping.
And that was so good.
Yeah, I had a money guy that wanted to be opening up a brewery right about now, and it's probably a good thing he kind of flaked out and disappeared on me because I don't know if you've noticed, but there are some impediments to operating a business at the moment.
A little bit.
Maybe next year. Year.
Timing. There is a timing for everything, right?
Yes, I may have lucked out this for once.
Right.
But
next year.
Time for the season of loving.
Yeah.
Loving what? What are we loving? Love boat? What are you doing here, lady?
I don't know.
You're just, she's piling on cables and
this season of loving. Somebody thinks we're on Defenders.
We're on Defenders?
Hi, Chris.
Are we singing songs?
I worked for like 5 years that had a CD tray of just repeating 50s and 60s music. So I know a lot of music word for word that I have no right knowing based on my age.
Sadly, my parents probably listen to a lot of that stuff in my presence because I'm kind of old enough to, although not be into that music myself, heard a lot of it anyway.
Oh, yeah, right on.
Yeah, I'm 33. I've got no business knowing that song.
Right.
I'm older than Ted Cruz.
So am I. Which anymore? That's I will always be older than Ted Cruz, I suppose.
But nobody is more Eddie Munster than Ted Cruz.
I am older than Doc Thompson now. Does that count?
Me too.
Yeah. Right. You were always older than him, though, but I wasn't.
I was.
All right. So, Tekru, what you got? What you got on the list here? We got coming up on show close here. What do you got going on? What's new for you?
What am I? What's new? I've got a lot of yard work to do. It's gardening time. I've got to get the house under control. I've got to brew beer. I'm drinking a gin and tonic right now. What else is there?
Well, I think that sums it up.
That's life.
You're doing more than I am. So there's that. Matt, what do you have going on? What's your next step in your adventure right now?
Well, I don't want to be too much of a terrible tease, but you're going to hear a lot about the millennial conservative resistance and some crossovers between myself and Mr. Andy Coppins and Mr. Pat Oney. We're going to be
very nice
together quite a bit more and make that more of a cohesive experience on your Saturdays and on your Sundays. So look for more of that coming. We're moving slowly and carefully, making sure that we maintain the quality of our content as to not be an even bigger shit show. Because that slot appears to be taken by several of our cohorts already.
Hey, right. Yeah, we're good at that. Don't be stealing our shtick.
Yeah. Our what?
No, we think shtick. That we have very different perspectives and different voices on different topics. Andy Coppins brings you the numbers. He's the facts man. He's the one who gives you all the statistics. Pat Oney kind of gives you a little bit more of the spiritual side of things, gives you a little bit more of the storytelling. I give kind of the hot takes and the reactionary and some of the unexpected news that you wouldn't ordinarily hear. So we think between the three of us, we can present kind of a unique product to the Mojo 50 audience. So that's what we're working on right now.
Are you talking like a 3-in-1 type of actual reoccurring show?
Don't want to get ahead of ourselves right now. Okay. It's just crossovers and tag teams on each other's shows and such. But nothing is impossible.
Well, I look forward to that because especially you guys are all of the younger age group. I think that's important for not only Mojo 50 as a whole, but if a show like that with that age group of hosts can get out and more of and I don't want to say mainstream, those are bad words to me, but I mean, can really get some real numbers out there and a bigger audience. I think our nation needs that right now.
And we agree. And the millennial conservative resistance does begin right here, right now on Mojo 50.
And there it is. You heard it right from the guy right there, Mr. Matt Holloway. Thank you, Tekru, for joining us this evening. And yeah, you guys know what to do. Come back next week. Who knows where the hell we'll be or I'll be, or I don't know. Maybe someone will take a road trip and come see my fat ass. Anyway, stick around. No, don't stick around. Just go away. Off track next week.
Yeah, stick around. We won't be next.